Next is the story of a common man who for 40 years worked for the railroad, raised a family, and enjoyed growing trees and flowers in his hometown of Lafayette, Louisiana. This is the life story of Kyle Ramagosa. Born in 1926 in Kruppaville, known today as Lafayette, Louisiana, Kyle Ramagosa was raised as an only child during one of the hardest eras our country had ever experienced. While attending senior high in Lafayette, Kyle had met the prettiest girl in school, Renee Eden. Kyle never took part in any school activities, let alone hunt or fish. He was a hard worker, and soon after graduating high school, Kyle went to work, as his father did, for the Southern Pacific Railroad. After a few years, Renee and Kyle decided to get married on December 6, 1952. Together, the two bought the only house they ever lived in and raised their 3 children, James, Catherine, and Elizabeth. As Kyle worked for the Southern Pacific Railroad, he received many numerous awards for safety and attendance. Kyle and Renee lost their oldest daughter, Catherine, in 1989. Yet the love Kyle and Renee had for each other and for their children, 10 grandchildren, and eventually 6 great-grandchildren helped them overcome their diversities as they grew closer together day after day and throughout the years. In 1986, Kyle retired from the only job he'd ever had, leaving Southern Pacific Railroad after 42 years. Kyle lived by a code of ethics, not drinking or smoking, never having bad credit, or even buying anything on credit except for his home. He never had a traffic ticket or a cause to go to court either. He enjoyed buying a new vehicle every 2 to 3 years, cash of course. He never had a membership to anything, and he was a contributor to such charities as the United Way and the Boys Clubs of America, just to name a few. Kyle loved going to church and family birthday parties, or, as he called it, getting together. His family meant everything to him. Renee and Kyle enjoyed planting trees and flowers, especially azaleas, around their home, and loved to listen to Louis Armstrong and Lawrence Welk. As their daughter Elizabeth puts it, the two knew how to live, just good old Cajun Louisiana living, quiet and honest. Kyle Louis Ramagosa, a hard-working and honest man who lived by the Golden Rule, died in 2003. The bride and love of his life, Renee Adoree, soon followed.